A beautiful couple sits on Brazil's biggest TV show, laughing and joking about their perfect marriage. The audience loves them. The cameras love them. They look like they have it all. 2 years later, she's floating face down in a river. He's in handcuffs, sobbing about how much he loved her. What happened in those 2 years? And why do the most dangerous months in a woman's life happen after she finally finds the courage to leave? This is Amanda's story, and it's happening to someone right now. Amanda Caroline de Almeida wasn't born to be a victim. At 18, she was a single mom fighting to survive. By 25, she was the event planner everyone in Osasco wanted. By 31, she was on national television, but here's what the cameras didn't show. Amanda never did anything halfway. When she planned a birthday party, kids talked about it for months. When she organized corporate events, CEOs personally thanked her. When she decided to be on TV, she prepared like her life depended on it. Maybe it did. Question for you. Have you ever met someone who seemed to have everything together on the outside, but you sensed something was wrong? What gave it away? For 16 years, Amanda lived with Carlos Eduardo de Souza Ribeiro, father of her children, her husband, her prison guard. While Amanda was building dreams, Carlos was building walls. Every success she had made him smaller. Every opportunity she got threatened his control, and control was everything to Carlos. Here's the scary part. Amanda thought this was normal. She thought love meant making yourself smaller so your partner could feel bigger. She thought sacrifice meant giving up your dreams for someone else's comfort. Sound familiar? Tell me in the comments, why do you think smart, successful women stay in relationships that are slowly killing their spirits? The show was called Minha Mulher Q Amanda. My wife rules on SBT's Domingo Legal. So Amanda, you're really the boss at home. The host asks with a smile, someone has to be. Amanda laughs. 3 kids, events every weekend, a business to run. If I don't take charge, chaos wins. The audience claps. She's charming. She's confident. She's everything Brazil loves. But watch Carlos Eduardo in that moment. Really watch him. The way his jaw tightens when she mentions her business. The forced smile when the audience cheers for her. The way he grabs her arm, not lovingly, but possessively, when she gets too comfortable in the spotlight. That touch. That wasn't affection. That was a warning. Have you ever noticed those micro moments where someone's true feelings slip through their mask? What did you see? After the TV appearance, Amanda's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Corporate events, TV producers, opportunities she'd dreamed about for years. For the first time since she was 18, Amanda tasted real independence. Financial freedom, a life that didn't require Carlos Eduardo's approval. And Carlos Eduardo was watching it all slip away. The neighbors heard the fighting getting worse over the months. Carlos Eduardo screaming about Amanda thinking she's too good for everyone, about her forgetting her place, about her embarrassing the family. But here's the twisted part. What was Amanda's crime? Success, ambition, daring to want more. Then what Carlos decided she deserved. Think about this. Why are some people threatened by their partner's success instead of proud of it? What does that tell you about the relationship? By 2024, Amanda stares at herself in the bathroom mirror after another screaming match. Her daughter finds her crying. Mommy, why is Daddy always angry at you? That question breaks something inside Amanda, or maybe it fixes something that's been broken for years. She realizes her children are learning that this is what love looks like. That women should apologize for being successful. That men have the right to control everything. Amanda calls her best friend that night, sobbing, I'm not the person I used to be. My kids are starting to see me as weak. I can't let them think this is normal. Here's my question for you. What moment made you realize a situation you were tolerating was actually destroying you? Amanda approaches leaving like she approaches. Everything else with military precision. She opens secret bank accounts, researches lawyers, finds a safe apartment, plans custody arrangements. She thinks through every detail because she knows she only get one shot at this. But here's what Amanda doesn't know, and what most women don't realize. The moment you start planning to leave is when you become most dangerous to an abuser. And when you become most dangerous to them, they become most dangerous to you. Have you ever had to plan something in secret? How did it feel to live that double life? After 16 years, Amanda Caroline de Almeida walks out. She thinks the hard part is over. She thinks surviving Carlos Eduardo's anger for 16 years was the worst thing that could happen to her. She's dead wrong. Within 1 hour of leaving, her phone rings. Carlos Eduardo. She doesn't answer. Ring, ring, ring. .47 calls on her first day of freedom. When she doesn't answer, he shows up at her new apartment building. Just standing there, watching, waiting. Amanda had read the statistics about leaving abusive relationships being dangerous, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared her for what came next. Why do you think some people can't accept when someone leaves them? What's really driving that need to control? Carlos Eduardo becomes Amanda's shadow. He knows her schedule better than she does, where she works, where she shops, where she takes the kids for ice cream, and he's not hiding it. He wants her to see him watching. Fear is his weapon now. Paranoia is her new prison. Amanda starts bringing friends to her events because Carlos Eduardo shows up drunk, causing scenes, telling her clients she's unstable and abandoned her family. The reputation she built over years, it crumbles in weeks. But the worst part isn't the stalking. It's what he does to the children. Carlos Eduardo turns them into spies. Every visit becomes an interrogation. Where does mommy go? Who does she talk to? What does she say about daddy? The kids start changing, anxious, withdrawn, caught between loving both parents and hating what their family has become. This breaks my heart. Have you ever seen children caught in the middle of adult problems? How do you think it affects them? May 2025. The messages change. I love you becomes I'll kill you. Come home becomes you'll never be safe. I miss you becomes if I can't have you, no one can. Amanda files for a restraining order. The court approves it. Carlos Eduardo is served the papers. On paper, she's protected. In reality, she just signed her own death warrant. Here's the thing about restraining orders, they don't create safety, they create desperation. Carlos Eduardo realizes he's losing control permanently, and desperate people do desperate things. Do you think restraining orders actually protect people, or do they sometimes make things worse? Why, Sunday, May 18th, 2025, Amanda wakes up with plans, a children's birthday party to coordinate. Nothing fancy, local, safe. She chooses her outfit carefully, applies her makeup. For 6 hours, she gets to be herself again, the confident event coordinator who makes magic happen. At 5:47 p.m., she posts her final photo on social media. A beautiful cake she's proud of. Every celebration deserves to be special, she writes. She has no idea how prophetic those words are. 6:30 p.m., Amanda drives home planning her evening. A bath, a movie, phone calls with her children. Simple pleasures of a free woman, but Carlos Eduardo has been waiting, planning, obsessing. The restraining order was just paper. His desperation, his flesh and blood and rage. Do you believe in premonitions? Have you ever felt like something was wrong but couldn't explain why? Amanda unlocks her apartment door at 7:15 p.m. She's thinking about what to watch on Netflix, whether to order dinner or cook something simple. She has no idea she's walking into her own execution. What happens next takes place in the privacy of Amanda's home. The place she thought was her sanctuary becomes her slaughterhouse. The last sound Amanda hears isn't "I love you," it's "if I can't have you, no one can." How do you think Amanda felt in those final moments? Do you think she regretted leaving, or was she still fighting for her freedom? May 28, 2025, 10 days after Amanda disappeared, someone notices something. Floating in the Teat River. At first, it looks like garbage. Plastic bags, maybe old clothes. Then they see the hair. Amanda Caroline de Almeida, 31 years old, mother of 3, dreamer, fighter, found wrapped in plastic sheets like she was nothing more than trash. Cause of death: asphyxia by strangulation. Time of death: May 18, 2025. Carlos Eduardo de Souza Ribeiro, 35, is arrested on May 21st. He confesses within hours, but his confession reveals the twisted logic that kills. "She was everything to me. How could she just throw that away? I didn't mean to kill her. I just wanted her to understand how much I loved her. I squeezed too hard. This chills me to the bone. How does someone confuse love with murder? What kind of mindset does that?" Here's the twist that isn't really a twist. Carlos Eduardo genuinely believes he did it out of love. In his mind, he's the victim. Amanda abandoned him. Amanda destroyed their family. Amanda forced him to do this. That's the psychology that makes domestic violence so deadly. The abuser always thinks they're the hero of their own story. Dr. Maria Santos, a psychologist who studies domestic violence, explains the most dangerous time for a woman in an abusive relationship is the first 90 days after she leaves. That's when his desperation peaks and her vulnerability is highest. Amanda's story isn't unique. It's a pattern. Around the world, women are most likely to be killed by their partners not during the relationship, but after they try to leave it. This is terrifying but important. Why do you think society doesn't talk more about how dangerous it is to leave an abusive relationship? Amanda's death becomes a symbol across Brazil. Hashtag #JustiCaparamanda trends for weeks. Her story starts saving lives by teaching others to recognize the danger signs. But Amanda's real legacy lives in her children. 3 kids who lost their mother to their father's love. 3 survivors who will grow up knowing the difference between love and possession. They'll know that real love doesn't stalk you. Real love doesn't threaten you. Real love doesn't kill you when you try to be free. What do you think Amanda would want her legacy to be? How can we honor her memory? Amanda Caroline de Almeida was more than a victim. She was a woman who dared to dream, dared to leave, dared to live. Her crime was wanting freedom. Her punishment was death. If you're in an abusive relationship, leaving is dangerous, but staying is deadly. Get help. Make a plan. Remember Amanda's story. The most dangerous time is after you leave, but leaving is still the only way to live. To everyone reading this, have you learned something from Amanda's story that could help someone else? Share it in the comments. Your words might save a life. Don't forget to subscribe to NWAMI Casebook for more stories that matter. Every case is a lesson. Every story could save a life. What case should we cover next? Let us know in the comments below.